You know, I hated the Orioles for the longest period of time. And it was only for one player and for one reason. It was Brooks Robinson, who just passed away yesterday. Wonderful man. I was texting with Johnny Bench last night, and I said, heartbreaking, Brooks died. And he said, even better person than he was a baseball player. And he was a Hall of Famer. But Brooks took away a September and October he crushed me one year, 1970, playing against Cincinnati Reds. He was known as the, vacuum cleaner at third base. Probably the greatest fielding third baseman of all time. And what he did to the Reds in the World Series that year, he single-handedly demoralized the Big Red Machine. And having met Brooks, he was Baltimore sports. And, Baltimore is so fortunate. You had Johnny Unitas, you had Brooks Robinson. You're ahead of the game when you have, people like that. And they are idols, You could truly believe in an idol there. And Brooks was baseball, he was Baltimore. I think he was from Arkansas. But, man, you spend 23 years in Baltimore. But passed away, I think, at the age of 86. But an even better person than he was a ball player, and he was a Hall of Famer. But, man, he crushed me. I hated the Orioles and Brooks Robinson. I told him that one time. And he just had that southern draw. And he goes, "Oh, man, I'm sorry I hurt you." I go, "I'm over it now." It took years, Brooks, but could not have been a nicer person. And he always had this a short bill on his batting helmet. So if you look at it, you'll go, "Oh, it's stunted." And I don't know why he had one that's shorter than everybody else, but he had a batting helmet that was different. Yeah, Paulie.
I read about it this morning. He actually took a hacksaw in the clubhouse and cut it shorter because he said it messed up his vision. It was like it messed up his field of vision.
Okay.
And he cut it himself, and then I think years later they made him a special one that was shorter. He had 16 straight Gold Gloves.
Yeah. I've seen, George Brett was spectacular. Mike Schmidt was great. Eddie Matthews was great. Craig Nettles was a great fielding third baseman. They're just wonderful. Those were legends. All of those third basemen were just awesome players. But Brooks was a Hall of Famer, and Frank Robinson, and you had Earl Weaver, and those were great teams, great pitching staffs. And then you look back on the Mets beating the Orioles to win the World Series. And Mets had great pitching back then as well. All right, I'll close my scrapbook here.